Hello and welcome. My name is Hosnaim, and it's a real pleasure to be your guide for this session from Europe Hotel School. Here, our entire mission is to give you strong, practical knowledge that you can actually use in real hotel operations. Today, we are diving into something absolutely crucial: how to turn a simple menu into a captivating story.
Okay, so let's get right into it with the philosophy of the menu. Most people, right, they see a menu as just a list of dishes and prices. But I want to challenge you to see it as something more. What if we thought of it as a performance? A performance where you are the star. Our goal today is to help you transform what could be a simple transaction into a truly unforgettable experience.
And this quote right here, it just gets to the absolute heart of it. You're not just a server, you're a director. And this menu, this is your script. You know, every single word you choose, the way you say it, it shapes how a guest is going to perceive their meal long before the first plate even arrives. You're literally setting the stage for the story to unfold. And that leads us to this really big shift in mindset. You're not just a messenger running back and forth between the kitchen and the dining room. No way. You are a curator of anticipation. Your real job is to build that genuine excitement, to get the guest truly looking forward to what is about to come. So, how in the world do we do that? Well, it all starts with our tools. And in this profession, our most powerful tools are our words. We like to call this verbal plating. Think about it. Just as a chef carefully arranges a dish to look like a work of art, you are going to learn how to use language to make it sound absolutely irresistible. Now, what's so important here is what we don't say. Words like delicious, nice, or tasty, honestly, they're failures in communication. And why is that? Well, because they're totally empty. They tell the guest your opinion, but they give them zero actual information. They don't paint a picture, they don't engage any of the senses. And this slide just shows the difference perfectly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got those generic, empty words. But on the right, that's where the magic is. Words like velvety, pan-seared, infused, crackling. These words don't just inform, they evoke. They bypass the analytical part of the brain and start painting a picture directly in the guest imagination. So here it is, your practical sensory toolkit. When you're describing a dish, just run through these 3 categories in your head. First, texture. Is it crunchy? Is it succulent? Is it velvety? Then temperature. Is a part of it chilled or is it searing hot? And finally, what technique did the chef use? Was it slow braised, infused, emulsified? This is your framework. This is how you build a powerful description every single time. All right, let's put this toolkit into action. Instead of saying the sea bass is tasty, you say this. You've just given the guest a complete roadmap of the experience they're about to have. They can almost feel that crackling skin. They can picture the buttery, translucent flesh. You see? You haven't just described a fish, you've described a moment of pure culinary pleasure. The main takeaway is simple. Trade your empty opinions for vivid sensory details. Now that we've really nailed down the language of flavor, let's go a level deeper. Because the next step is to connect all that flavor to a story. This is where we find what we call the artisan's soul, the real story behind the dish. You'll hear this word provenance. It sounds fancy, but it's really just the origin story of the food. Where did it come from? And believe me, in modern luxury dining, this matters a lot. Guests want authenticity. Knowing their lamb comes from the salt marshes of Wales or that the tomatoes were grown at a local farm. That creates a powerful connection and it justifies the entire premium experience. And what's so remarkable about this is the power of simplicity. You don't need to give a long lecture. A single, elegant sentence like this one does so much work. In an instant, it elevates a simple ingredient, honey, from just a commodity to a curated, unique selection that is part of your hotel's own personal story. So, beyond where the food is from, think about why the chef created it. Is this their modern take on a recipe their grandmother used to make? Is it a celebration of the very first asparagus of spring? Sharing a tiny detail like that makes the whole meal feel personal. It changes the kitchen from some faceless production line into a workshop of creative passion. Always remember, connecting the dish to its origin and the chef's inspiration gives it a soul. Okay, let's bring this all together for the moment of truth, presenting the verbal menu. This is where your skills really get to shine, especially with daily specials. I know, it can be a high-pressure moment, one that can define a guest's entire evening. But the key, as always, is having a solid structure. And here it is, a simple 4-step framework you can always rely on. First, you name the star of the show. Second, you describe the cooking method. Third, you mention the accompaniments.
And finally, you finish with the sauce. Following this structure isn't just about memorizing ingredients, it's about building the dish layer by layer right there in the guest's imagination. It gives you confidence and it gives them clarity. So let's just walk through it together. Step 1, the main focus, a hand-dived Scottish scallop. Step 2, the method. It's lightly seared. Step 3, the accompaniments. It's served with a creamy parsnip puree and pickled golden raisins. And step 4, the sauce, finished with a brown butter and sage emulsion. See how logical and just enticing that is. It's clear, it's confident, and it sounds absolutely incredible. When you master these skills, it's not just about upselling or being better at your job. It's about elevating your entire role. This is what we mean at Europe Hotel School when we talk about developing a true professional mindset. You become an ambassador of the craft. I really want you to think of yourself this way. You are that vital link. You translate the passion, the intense heat, and all the artistry from the chef's kitchen into a story of elegance and pleasure for the guest. It is a role of immense trust and responsibility. You are the ambassador for all that hard work. And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway from all of this. You are not just carrying plates. You are carrying stories. The skills we've talked about today literally transform your identity. You are the storyteller, the guide, the curator of a truly unforgettable experience. So I'll leave you with this one question. As you continue on your learning journey with us and prepare for your fantastic career, we wish you every success. And always remember the power that you hold. Go out there and think, what story will you tell tonight?